Welcome back to the Tom Crean Show and a very special Aurora Healthcare Inside Marquette segment with NBA superstar Dwyane Wade, the former Golden Eagle, with his college coach Tom Crean.
Dwyane, what did Marquette basketball mean to you?
Man, I could be all day with that answer, but I think the main thing is it's the foundation of who I am, as a basketball player. It really taught me the toughness that I need, to go out there every night on the next level to compete. It taught me how to be a team player, most importantly, the things that I still use today. So it taught me so much, and I wouldn't have wanted to go to any other school, but Marquette.
Coach, when was the first time you saw Dwyane play?
First time I saw him play was in the summer before his senior year. I'd heard about him through Tim Buckley and had already visited with him on the phone, but I hadn't seen him till that summer. In the infinite wisdom of the people that make the decisions on great players, he didn't get invited to the ABCD camp or the Nike camp or any of those type of things. So we saw him, and it was one of those situations where we saw this player that could do, not to use the nickname that he got when he got to the NBA, but he showed flashes of all these things that were there in his game. And he played with a real calmness, when he played. So you could see the athleticism, but you could also see the calmness. And he just would, obviously grew on us. And it was to the point where we didn't miss one thing he did all summer.
That first year when you're at Marquette but not eligible to play, what did you learn about yourself during that period, and how supportive was Coach Crean during all of that?
Well, I think, one thing that was very important to me is Coach always made me feel a part, of the team, even though it was times where I didn't feel a part, when the team left to go on road trips, or, when they suited up at home and I couldn't put that jersey on. But they kept me feeling a part. But I think the thing I learned about myself is that I had the mental toughness. It was hard. I'm not going to sit up here and tell a story and say it wasn't. It was many days where, I wish I was playing. I wish, I would have, did something better.
There.
Wish I would have went back home. Yeah. But like I said, mental toughness was a big key. Coach stayed on me and really helped me with that, because I didn't have that when I first walked through them doors. So by the time I left, I needed it, and I had it.
Coach, was there a moment in a practice or a game where you said, "Whoa, this guy's going to be something special"?
I think there were, but I think and adding to what he said, it's so hard for players today, in the future, to stick with it. It's such an instant gratification type of business, type of world, and basketball, college basketball is no different. And Dwyane was the difference in that. I mean, Dwyane went through the hardest thing that he had gone through in his basketball life, and he was now away from home, away from the people that he grew up with it on a daily basis, and he had to deal with it, and he did. And I think that's, he had an inner toughness that really came out while he was at Marquette. And in answer to your question, we saw that throughout practice. I think the day that his freshman year, he was sitting out when he drove from the right behind the three-point line, drove at baseline and dunked over John Harris. I would say that might have been the day that, I didn't go home and start looking at new houses, but at the same time, I went home and felt pretty good about what we had.
I'll tell you something that impressed me is, in the midst of your busy schedule, in October, you come back here from Marquette Madness and talk to the current players and to the fans. Why did you make time to do that?
Well, first of all, once you're into Marquette, you're always a part. And I felt that way since day one when Coach came into my house and recruited me, and to now, 5 years out of college. I just feel like I'm so much a part of Marquette, and I have a responsibility and a job to do to make sure that this university is first class the way that it is. So, this team is my team as well, and I enjoy watching them play, and I enjoy the things that they do.
What did he mean to your program and to your coaching career?
Oh, I couldn't put that into words either. I've learned as much from him as he learned from me, and I think that's the beauty of a great player-coach relationship, is you learn from each other. And I never have ever stopped looking at him as being part of my family, and I don't think he's ever going to stop looking at me as part of his. And you go from player-coach to a friendship, and I think I learned so much about that. We've gone through a lot of things together, and we've helped each other in a lot of things, and I'd like to think that we'll continue to do that for a long, long time.
Final question, Dwyane, your life has changed so much. NBA Finals MVP, NBA champion. When you look back at your years at Marquette, is there something you yearn for, kind of maybe a simplicity or kind of away from the maddening crowd that you had when you were here?
One thing I miss, more so than anything is just, the camaraderie of what we had as teammates. In the NBA, it's different. It's a business, and a lot of people go their separate ways. And one thing at Marquette we had was togetherness, and I really do miss that. And every time I see my teammates from then, or I talk to them from then, it's like we're a family once again. So I really enjoy the atmosphere that we had at Marquette.
Coach, this is your show. You get the final word about this guy and what he's meant.
Well, it's not what he's meant, it's what he continues to mean. And I think that's the best way I could put it. There's never been anything in his game that hasn't gone up. He continues to improve. He continues to get better at the game. He continues to give so many different ways that we'll never know. And he's got a big heart. It keeps getting bigger. It's not getting any tighter. And he's got greatness in so many areas of his life. Basketball's not the only one. Certainly that's what he's known for, but he's got so many things that just reek of a guy that wants himself to be successful, but he wants others to be successful. He's a successful person that wants to be around success. And I think that to me is where he's going and what means so much to me.
It's great having you together. Dwyane, thanks for the time.
Oh, no problem.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Dwyane Wade of the Miami Heat.